kind of, in the way that you can visualize the story like this. I don't know if you're familiar with I Am Second, but it's a white chair in a black room. So this is a profoundly different experience. We chose not to do it, and then in 2013, he called and said, guys, I'm going back to Korn. And I was like, we're getting our cameras. So.
Now, I kind of want to just let the film speak for itself, but I'm going to ask this question anyways. What would you like the audience to take away? If they could take away one thing from this film, what do you want it to be?
It's never over. It's never over, man. You can get through anything if you just, humble yourself and learn and just, work on forgiving yourself. And man, just life beats us down, right? All of us. No matter if you're rich or poor, male or female, every race, it just beats you down. And so, there's always hope, though. There's always a way to get back up. That's what I want people to get from the film.
I think you asked me why that I want to be a part of the story, and I think I speak for myself and Trey, the co-director, as well as the producers, Sam and John Humphrey. I don't know, Brian's story is refreshing, I think, to us in that he's deeply flawed and yet deeply desires to do what's right for his life or his daughter, but his life is messy, and I think it is the way that I experience in my own life. It's just things are messy, and redemption stories are usually very it's all bad and then it just got really great and it's all good and let's go home. And I think this story is just a reflection of how it really is, if we're honest with ourselves. So I think there's an attraction to want to bring that kind of story to life, because I just don't see that out there. And I think his story reflects probably most of our stories.
Yeah, because I just want to say, I was watching the movie, and then when it was pretty close to the beginning when you found God and stuff, I was like, is the movie almost over? But then it kept going. So I just really like that human aspect that mistakes happen.
What is it, halfway through where that comes in? Midpoint. So yeah, I don't know. I watched it a bunch of times, but I forget. But yeah, and then you walk it out, right? So you're to me, I lived my life like an atheist, right? And so I made fun of it all. And then next thing you know, I'm on my back and I can't get up. My millions couldn't help me. Nobody could help me. Nothing could help me. And so I was like, I'll just try it. And then boom, but my whole world, my eyes were open to that it's real. Then I'm like, cool, everything's gonna be great. Then I walked through, I realized, oh wow. So God uses hardships to strengthen you and to build your character. And I'm like, oh great. Why don't you tell me that on the first day? No, but it's the most realist thing I ever walked through in my life, so I was never gonna quit. There's times I wanted to quit, just, you heard it, throw up the fingers and be like, well, who are you, But I had nowhere else to go, because God is such a being of love, that everything is for our good, so I just stuck with it.
Do we have any questions from the audience?
Sure we do. Yeah, start thinking of questions. I know on the spot it's hard to think of questions, but think of some.
You in the blue, I saw you first.
For the director, it felt like this movie wasn't just about his growth in faith, but about Janice. As you guys were filming this, when did you kind of realize that you had that path with this story about the father and daughter's growth kind of in different paths?
Amazing question.
That's a great question, because we didn't start out telling this specific story. I mean, the catalyst was Brian's going back to Korn, and there was just a curiosity, what's happened in your life in 8 years to go back? You said that destroyed you, so what's going on? And we probably spent a year and a half, a little bit, just in pursuit of that. We'd go out on the road, just see how Brian's doing. We had interesting elements, but I think it was just part of the process of us kind of pulling back, the onion and just having deeper conversations with Brian and him illuminating what was going on with his daughter, and we were like, that's the real story. And then it kind of became a process of but she's she's a young girl, she's a teenager, she's very vulnerable. She was in the midst of her brokenness, you know? And so it was like, what do you think about maybe going up and experiencing the truth of what's really happening? So you can talk about how that transpired.
And it just, yeah, I talked to my daughter about it with her, you know, and they said, you know, what do you think about taking cameras? And my daughter just went to Awakening Youth. She was in it for a year or something, and I'm like, hey, honey, I know you're in tears every other day, and what do you think about getting this on film and, you know, sharing your pain through, you know? And I said, you don't have to decide right now. You can think about it, and another thing, if you say yes, it's your decision, but if you say yes, we could just film the footage. If you don't like it or you're embarrassed or something, we don't have to use it. We own it. Nobody can make us do anything. And when I said that, she was like, okay, I'm willing to do it because I think it could help some younger girls by what I went through. And so yeah, she was so brave, man, and I'm just so proud of her, man. It's crazy what she allowed. And she was here last Friday, and she got a standing, everybody clapped, stood up and clapped for her, and she was in tears. And so all that pain and those decisions she made, she was like, I made the right decision.
You have any more questions?
Yeah. Okay. Now, what was it like when you finally got, whether it was God telling you or whether it was you just rationalizing, man, I gotta quit porn. You're not quitting the band that plays every Tuesday down at the bar. You're quitting porn. I saw you guys in 94.
94, wow.
You were touring Marilyn Manson and dancing, Peoria, Illinois. You guys were so cool. Hung out with the whole crowd by the tour bus. Everybody got to know you. When you guys came on stage, nobody else had to even play. You guys just owned them.
Thanks, man.
Your CD was probably the only CD that spent over a year in my car without getting taken out.
You're like, how can you leave that thing? So what I had to do was look at the, you know, my daughter, and her face was the face of God to me. You know, it was just like, you know, I have to rethink my life. I chased this dream, money, fame, all that, but me, and as I look at my friends in the band, and most of our friends were all drug addicts and alcoholics. But the shows are awesome. That's the only thing. And so, but what about real life, you know? Marriages, divorces, you know, crushed marriages in like 2 years. We all got married around 98, 99, and 2 or 3 years later divorced. And so I'm like, what is life really about? Is it about the party, or is it about these children that we're bringing into the world? What are we teaching them, you know? And so it was pretty easy when I realized that. It was I just felt God like saying, hey, do you want to be a parent? You know, you did the rock star thing for a while, and I just wanted to reprogram and learn about, you know, I can't even explain to you guys. I tried to in film, but words can't describe how lost the feeling is when you know that you have everything the world says is happiness, but you're miserable and depressed, and really I wanted to die. And so when that feeling left, I was so thankful. It was like I was let out of prison. Even though I was famous and rich, I was in a prison, mentally and emotionally. And so I didn't want to kill myself anymore. I didn't want to, it was just everything changed. So leaving that life was good, you know?
It sounds like God rewarded you. You took that test, you left everything behind.
Yeah.
Now you got it back, and you got the good stuff.
Well, I think you're right. Thank you, man, so much. Now, the woman that, yeah, you held your hand up 3 times. Now, shout it out.
Really, it's not a question. It's really more of a word of encouragement. I became a single mom when my kids, I had 3 boys under the age of 10. And you're right, we make huge mistakes as single parents, whether, you know, you're a rock star or a financial advisor, you make mistakes. My youngest son's graduating from high school on Monday, and God was faithful. So I just want to tell you, as we were watching the film, I was thinking, God restores. So, you know, each one of our children, your daughter and my son, they all have purposes. He has redeemed and He restores. So I just appreciate you guys bringing this message to people who would never set foot in a church actually get to hear. And so I just very much
No, thank you. You know, the religious mindsets are, the religious thing, that structure that we all don't like, it's fallen down, and what's really important is coming. And these guys painting the picture of all this. And I Am Second, thank you to I Am Second for allowing us to do this. And things are changing in the world, man, and I'm just a small part of it. And I just thank you for you guys' time. Time is precious. There's a storm today, and you guys made it here. Thank you very much.
Inside me that pulls beneath the surface, consuming, confusing. This lack of self-control I fear is never ending, controlling. I can't seem to find myself again. My walls are closing in.
Not a sense of confidence, I'm convinced that there's just too much pressure to take.
I felt this way before, so insecure.